But on a human level, it's just pretty devastating to have someone you trust so much permanently damage your skin and just not have any form of resolution or accountability.
This lady, an esthetician, literally burnt her face. Let's talk about it. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a woman who came to share a story about how a popular celebrity esthetician in the US burnt her face. She went on to tell the story time about how she met this esthetician, and I think this is in Beverly Hills, and we all know the Beverly, the bougie. Okay, but anyway, this esthetician, she talked about how she met this esthetician and how she has been using this esthetician for years, and how this burn happened in the process of this esthetician trying to give her a chemical peel, and she had a huge burn on her face. And this has struck the conversation of using an esthetician versus using a dermatologist. This has gotten estheticians to come speak up and give their opinion on it and what they think about it, and even skincare doctors. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's go check out this lady's story time and let me know, do you see an esthetician? Do you see a dermatologist? Which one do you see and which one has worked for you? So let's go check out this lady's story time, people's reaction to it, and then I'll come back and share more of my thoughts.
I don't really know how to accurately convey how little I want to be making this video right now, but I've kind of run out of options. So this is my story about my experience with celebrity esthetician Sonia Dakar and how she changed my face forever. I've put off making this video for literal years. It's a pretty scarring, literally, experience for me. So I'm gonna try to get through this in one video. Try not to curse, and I'm gonna try not to cry, so just please bear with me. I started seeing Sonia in late 2019. I was 26 and was insecure about having acne. That's not really that far out of the realm of normal for a lot of people. I tried a lot of other solutions and I stumbled across Sonia. I started using her products at home and then ended up going in and seeing her in her clinic. I was immediately enthralled. She was so intelligent and so convinced that we could be able to clear my acne, which if anyone's been through that, that's the dream. Pretty much from the moment we started working together, I was posting online about my experience and how she did end up clearing my acne. I was telling people to buy her products and go see her in her clinic in Beverly Hills. I even called her my LA mom at the time and actually took my own mom to her clinic for her session. It's a pretty safe bet to say that I was a very strong supporter. She also called me family, so our sessions were kind of this half skincare, half therapy. I really felt like I was hanging out with and getting advice from my mom. Flash forward to April of 2021, and I was going in for a routine facial, which by this point I had done plenty of times. We go into the room, everything is normal, standard facial, we're chit-chatting, and then she insists that we finish out the appointment with a peel. We had done a peel before, I trusted her. She, 1, is the expert, 2, knew my skin better than anybody else, and 3, the way it's described both on her website and in the room is having no downtime or irritation. So she starts the treatment. The solution is a liquid solution in a dropper, and she starts by applying it to my left cheek, then my forehead, and then my right cheek, and a small drop actually landed just below my left eyebrow. I kind of felt this immediate burning and stinging, which if you haven't had a peel before, they can have a little bit of a bite to them, but this definitely felt different. My eyes started watering. I hadn't been given eye protection, so my tear actually wiped some of this towards my hairline. Pretty quickly after saying that it actually hurt, she rinsed it off. I was given a fan to kind of cool my face down. It was still just really on fire, and I was kind of confused as to why this hurts so badly. So I opened the front facing camera on my phone to use as a mirror, as any millennial woman probably would, and saw what I thought looked like a white cream or a white lotion, but pretty quickly realized that that was actually my skin just burned. I immediately snapped these photos and I sent them to my group chat, where my friends immediately started freaking out. Rightfully so. One thing you should know about me is I tend to hide my pain and emotions and humor. So I tried to kind of play it off like it was going to be gone soon. And in the room, she was very much insistent that it would be fine. She would fix it. And her words were, in 1 month, we would be perfect. That week was arguably one of the more terrible I've ever felt about myself. Every morning I would snap a photo of my face and send them to her and ask for advice on what to do. And she would give me a protocol of what to apply. I actually am so uncomfortable sharing these photos, but I think it shows what I was dealing with. So like, please just, I don't know, be kind, or like don't be mean about them. Like, I was scabbing and sobbing and scared, and they're just like quite hard to look at for me. And at the end of that week, I was actually supposed to go hang out with my brother, and she in a text said to me, "Is he gonna be scared to see you like that?" And I wouldn't say he was scared, and I can honestly ask him again today. He was pretty mad and upset and told me that I should pursue legal action pretty immediately. A side note is that at the time I was actually just coming out of a other legal issue with an ex-boyfriend that honestly drained the life out of me. So the thought of going through another legal battle just didn't sound like something I could handle at the time. And I honestly, at my core, really trusted that she could fix this because she told me so. So again, with my brother, I kind of downplayed it, insisted that it would be fine. And when him and I were out that day, someone came up and asked me if I had acid thrown on my face, which I didn't realize at the time was kind of going to be the beginning of people asking. Wow. I mean, fairly invasive, but also it's on my face. It's a quite obvious thing. If you're looking at my face, it's one of the first things you see. So it wasn't that bizarre that someone was asking about it, but I don't think I was fully prepared for how often over the years that would come up. As the days and the weeks went on, I just kind of desperately held on to hope that she was right and she would be able to fix it. So I did about 18 sessions with her in 2021 and 12 sessions in 2022. These treatments often included pretty aggressive microneedling. I don't know if I can show some of the photos because they're quite graphic, and I think these apps might take them down, but I think this gives you a pretty good idea of what the treatment and the recovery was like. And all of these treatments were followed by diligent use of her products and kind of this constant checking in with her of, are we making progress? Is it looking better? And still feeling on the inside like I was permanently disfigured. We were kind of on this journey of the next one's gonna be it. And I kept kind of holding on to hope that the next session was gonna be it. She had promised me she was going to be able to fix it. To my knowledge, she never consulted with another professional about the protocols or what she was doing to fix it. But if she did, it was never communicated to me. During this time in 2021 and 2022, I spent about in the ballpark of $30,000 with Sonia. In July of 2022, I went in for my routine skin check with my dermatologist and decided to just float the question of if she had any advice or thoughts on what else we could do. She was pretty immediately, one, really confused as to why Sonia hadn't immediately referred me out to a burn unit or a plastic surgeon when this initially happened. And two, was really concerned as to what was actually in this peel, since in her experience, what an esthetician would have shouldn't do this level of damage. To this day, I still have no idea what was in that liquid. The dermatologist recommended a different treatment plan, which was 6 sessions of a laser. Again, felt kind of like an empty promise of 6 sessions and you'll be good. And that was another $8,000 out of pocket down the drain. Wow. Sonia reached out to me in January of 2023 and I let her know I was seeing a dermatologist and that we were trying this other plan because I just wasn't happy with where we were on this path to recovery. And I felt a little bit like I had been misled, that this maybe wasn't permanent. And kind of as things went on, it was proving maybe it was. And she insisted I come back for treatment. In the way that I was thinking during this time, which is maybe stupid, but I really kind of had this thought of, she was the only person on this planet who knew what happened in that room. So she's the only one who could kind of figure out a solution. Whether that was smart or not, I I put my hands up on that one. So during this time, I went back to Sonia to see if she could fix it. I went in for another 10 sessions and spent in the ballpark of about $10,000 with her. Sonia and I have not spoken since 2023. I've since been advised by a number of professionals that the liquid probably was medical grade, or at least something that an esthetician shouldn't have access to, and that's what her license is under the California Board of Barbering and Cosmetology. I've also since been informed that the microneedling treatments she was doing to fix the issue are also not covered by that license. Flash forward to today, and I still very much have marks on my face, and it's something that I'm very self-conscious about. It's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning, the last thing I see before I go to bed. And when I see photos of myself, my first check is if the P shape on my left cheek is covered, if you can see the dent of where skin hasn't grown back in my forehead is, or if you can still see the little white spots on my right cheek. It's just overall not a great feeling to have that be the first thing you're reminded of every single day. In total, over the years, I spent in the ballpark of $60,000 with Sonia. I trusted her with my face, with my skin, honestly with a lot of my innermost feelings, and to feel like this person wasn't looking out for me in the way I'd hoped is just really disappointing at the end of the day. I've also spent another $30,000 on other treatments with other professionals in hopes of getting my face back and having the pigment and the texture go back to normal. My brother gets married next month, and when my future sister-in-law proposed the idea of getting a makeup artist for the bridal party, my immediate thought wasn't, I'm excited, my brother's getting married, this is gonna be so fun. It was that the makeup artist is likely going to have to spend extra time covering up my scarrings, which is just on a human level really sad. The monetary piece of this is obviously, one, incredibly frustrating, but two, honestly quite embarrassing. But the real issue is the amount of time and energy and effort I've put in putting together every photo, video, bill, text communication that kind of supports this case. There's been no resolution. I've tried to go about it the right way and do the right path, both legally and with the board who holds her license, but there's been absolutely no resolution. The board actually has publicly recorded issues with her in the past and have put her license on probation before. There's also public information regarding her relationships with past clients, past employees. I encourage you to Google it. I went down a rabbit hole, and honestly, I'm quite shocked and horrified by some of it. Even with this mountain of evidence and what I like to think is a pretty clear-cut case, there's been no resolution, and the board hasn't been able to do anything for me. There's been no accountability, and to my knowledge, these services are still being performed unchecked, and clients just don't know, because it shouldn't be on the consumer to know what is within and without someone's license. Just because it's advertised or just because they're offering it apparently doesn't mean they should be doing it. And I've also been told that some of her recent clients are actually quite young, as in like young teenagers. At freshly 28, I don't think I was equipped to have my face permanently changed, but I just can't imagine someone in their adolescence walking in for a classic standard facial that you've gotten before, but walking out with your skin permanently damaged. I have two pretty young nieces, and if either of them ever had this happen to them, but somebody was sitting on the information that could have warned them or could have helped them, it's safe to say I'd be pretty livid. I'm not really the best at being vulnerable, and maybe that's part of the reason why it took me so long to actually sit down and film this video. But on a human level, it's just pretty devastating to have someone you trust so much permanently damage your skin and just not have any form of resolution or accountability. To be clear, this isn't a woe is me video, it's a be warned video. Not everyone offering services should be offering them. This doesn't just happen at sketchy storefronts or places that offer these like hacky deals. It can happen from someone touted as the skin Jedi for celebrities in the corner of Beverly Hills, and the board who is supposed to be looking out for the consumer might not actually follow through for you. At this point, I feel like I've kind of gone through every stage with this: numbness, grief, anger, disappointment. I haven't really made it to the acceptance portion of this yet, but I'm hoping that if this at least helps one person, then maybe I can start to get there.
This is why I only let a dermatologist touch my face. Whether it be Botox, peels, microneedling, anything like that, it's going to be a doctor, an MD. This is why I only let a dermatologist touch my face.
Hi, licensed esthetician here. Completely valid take, and I think everyone should get their skin treated by the provider you feel most confident and comfortable with, and feel empowered to ask questions, understand the scope of the provider's practice you are seeing. I will say nobody's more disgusted, distraught, and just upset by this story than estheticians, especially those of us who put ourselves and our businesses on the line every single day to help people. We want to help people. When I changed to this career almost 10 years ago, it was not glamorous. It was a pay cut. It was a decision everyone questioned and nobody understood. But I wanted to help people so badly. I wanted to learn about skin and one day provide the care that I couldn't find in Western medicine. And there's a place for estheticians. There's a place for dermatologists. My derm and I have this conversation all the time. We just want people to better understand our roles and who is a better fit for each thing you are wanting for your skin. There are great derms, there's great estheticians, there's bad derms, there's bad estheticians. Every single day I treat damage, not to this scale, which is heartbreaking. I hope there's something that can help her. But every single day I do treat damage that has been done to the skin by doctors, because prescriptions are not always the best fit for every skin, and if they're not given with very careful instruction to the right person and the skin is not conditioned for them, the skin can be damaged and you may not see improvement in what you are wanting to improve. So sometimes there is a place for a great esthetician, and they absolutely exist. It's a bummer because I think esties are so used to being, compared to derms and being the lesser. And that was why when I started this career, I wanted to share as much education as possible to empower estheticians to make ethical decisions, to be informed, to be educated, to do what's right by our clients. And what I have seen come from that and so many other great esthetician educators is just generations of estheticians who are so passionate about their work, who are so smart, so good at transforming skin. So let's just be careful not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because you can find, people making bad decisions in every single industry. Think about the job you work, the industry you work in, and then, think of the sketchiest person in that industry, or the person who's made bad decisions. How would you feel if you were compared to that person, and if you were seen as the equivalent and that message was broadcasted? It can be very harmful, and it's unfortunate for the small businesses who want to do right by our clients, who want to stay within our scope, who do stay within our scope. This happened because this person went so outside of their scope and they were not humble enough to acknowledge their mistake. And yeah, I'm disgusted by it. I know so many of my colleagues are as well, but I also know there are so many estheticians who have helped people, who have changed lives, who have transformed people's skin and confidence. So if you see this and you've had a great experience with an esthetician, please share your story in the comments, maybe tag their business. Let's lift up the esties right now who are, just upset by this. And the last thing I think we need is to have the whole industry just shamed for this one person's bad decisions.
How many of you saw this video about Sonia Dakar, the esthetician, who chemically burned this beautiful girl and then sent her off and kind of gaslit her and told her that, no, this is just part of the process, and let this girl go on with this burn and didn't send her to a doctor or a burn unit or a plastic surgeon and pretty much permanently changed this girl's skin. But I did, and I am horrified. I am horrified as an esthetician. I am horrified as a makeup artist, a professional celebrity makeup artist, and I am horrified as a woman, because I think so many of us go through the experience of people not believing us when we're in pain and dismissing things that we're saying. But also as a celebrity makeup artist, I have seen so many people, I've had so many people in my chair that have told me, you know, for my wedding, I hired a celebrity makeup artist and I told them what I wanted, and they told me, oh no, you're wrong. I'm the artist, I know better, and then gave me something I didn't want, so they weren't being listened to. And as a medical esthetician, I have experienced the same thing. And what I need to say is, for everyone out there, if you are in a chair with a person who is not listening to you, you need to leave. Doctor, nurse, esthetician, lawyer, I don't care who it is, you need to leave. She never should have been treated with this type of acid by an esthetician who is not licensed as a medical esthetician, without a doctor present or an RN present. Medical peels like this need to be done with a heart monitor, with an RN present, because, you know, there can be complications. You can't be getting your Botox and your injectables done by someone in their living room. You need to be going to plastic surgeons, dermatologists, even your dentist, but you really need to do the homework, because people lie. People lie about who they've worked on. People lie about how they've gotten those clients. You need to go through and do the research yourself, because unfortunately there's a lot of BS in this world. Even if they're a phenomenally talented artist, if they're not listening to you and what you want, you need to get out. If I had a client that I had burned like this, I think the first thing I would do is send them to a burn unit, because a burn like this could have other complications to it. Her body could have gone into shock. God knows what could have happened. The biggest problem with Sonia isn't that she made a mistake. The problem is she wouldn't own up to it. And I think that is the huge issue here. And that she continued to work on her after is wild. If you haven't seen the video, you have to watch from start to finish, because it is a wild story. This woman ended up spending even more money afterwards. This was almost a third-degree burn. This was such a horrible burn. She could have gotten an infection. She could have lost her life. And it is wild that in this day and age, this was allowed to happen, by a very well-known esthetician too. And then I think she went through the reviews, and this has happened before. This person should have their license taken away. I don't know them personally, but this is wild. I am so sorry for her. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are offering her treatments or solutions. But again, just doctors only. And watch out if they're trying to add more services to it because doctors are trying to make money too. I think you have paid quite enough. I think that pursuing legal action is probably the way to go. But my heart goes out to you. I wish someone had listened to you. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Hey. Wahala. Wahala. Please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts. Love to know what you guys think. For me, I'm saying this is wahala because I just contacted my esthetician that I won't say my esthetician, I just contacted an esthetician asking if I can come in to have a chemical peel. This is like barely 2 hours ago. and I'm rethinking my entire decision. Like, do I? But anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think about going to see an esthetician and going to see a dermatologist. Do you see an esthetician, and what do you see an esthetician for? For me personally, I personally, I'm very, very, I'm very, very intense about the who I go to and what I put on my face. I'm very, very intense with that. And I don't like changing stuff. If it works for me, I stick to it. My life depends on it, and it is what it is. And I, like you guys know, last year, this time last year, I had a lot of acne and a lot of acne scar. You can still see I still have a little breakout. It was this particular esthetician I saw, and some of the products she gave me really helped, and the medication she put me on really helped. I didn't even know I had to be on medication, which really helped my skin, which is why I'm thinking of going to her to do like pills and all that. But for me, I feel like whether you want to say, for me personally, taking care of your skin is very, very important. And one of the reasons why I really don't use esthetician or dermatologist that frequently is the fact that I'm scared. Last year, I used about three estheticians, tried to clean my face. Some of them, nothing really worked, nothing worked. They were giving me microneedling and all that, nothing really worked. And I even did an IV treatment, like I did a cleansing, an IV cleansing, all that. Did it help me? Yes, but did it clear what I was looking for, which was the acne and the chicken pox I had? No. So I feel like when it comes to esthetician or even a dermatologist, do an extensive research. Like generally, self, even going for a medical treatment and anything you want to do about yourself, do your own research and see what other people are talking about it. Like put this person name on the internet, whatever clinic or hospital you're going through, you're going to do your research and see what other people that have been there, their experience. And I also encourage people to leave reviews on people, because I help other people not to fall a victim. But clearly, they are like, when it comes to mixing acid and doing crazy stuff, some people are doing crazy stuff to themselves and all that. For me personally, I will ask a lot of questions, and if it does not feel right, like, I understand you're the professional, but I also listen to myself. If it's already getting like too much and all that, I'll just like hop out, because I'm going to do the research. Who has done it? What was the before and after? No matter how much I have trust issues, so yeah, my heart really goes out to this lady, and I hope she gets what, like, justice for at least whatever was done to her. And the esthetician, she was so damn wrong for, rather than trying to own up to it, she did not. My own is that, why will you burn my face and I'm still paying product for you to clear it? Like, I will change it for you. You burn the face, I'll come and take all those treatment and without paying a dime, because I don't even understand why she was paying and still buying a product when it was the esthetician that did it to her. So I just feel like the esthetician Sonia should have probably take responsibility of it, and even trying to resolve the issue. She shouldn't have even collect money, like being paid for it. And like other people said, that's a serious bond. She should have asked her to go to the hospital to get a proper treatment instantly. But no, most people wants to make their point so that they are not casted like they are not a good esthetician and all that. But yeah, guys, you guys be careful out there about what you put on your skin, the people you see and all that. Just be careful. Do your do your research, see the before and after, do your research, because sometimes some of this esthetician, like I said, an esthetician helps me with my acne. If you know, if you've been here for a while, you know, like I really had a lot of acne last year. Like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. But yeah, so I will not just say rubbish on esthetician and say, oh no, you just said that. No, some dermatologists are terrible. I saw a dermatologist when my face was crazy up. It didn't do anything for me. So you see what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, be respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.